Hi, I'm Amanda Diab El Harake, and I'm gonna be demonstrating today how to take blood pressure measurement. Sorry, this is my patient Saba. So first of all, we have to make sure that the environment is quiet and warm. And second of all, we have to ask the patient to sit still and relaxed with the feet pointing forward and the legs are not crossed. This is very important to make sure that the legs are not crossed at all. Second, we're gonna start by asking some questions that can affect the blood pressure of the patient. That's why we have to ask them and make sure that the patient didn't have any of these conditions. Did you consume any of tobacco or caffeine 30 minutes before taking the blood pressure measurement? No. Perfect. Did you do any physical activity or exercise 5 minutes before the blood pressure measurement?
No, I didn't.
Okay, perfect. So after we make sure that the answer for these two questions is no, now we're gonna start doing the blood pressure measurement. So first of all, we have to make sure that the area where we're gonna do the blood pressure measurement is free from clothes. This is very important. And then as you see, the patient put the elbow on the table so that the antecubital fossa is at the level of the heart. This is also a very important step. Second thing we have to make sure of is that we have the right size of cuff, but due to shortage of supply, we don't have this time the right size of cuff, but we're gonna pretend that this is the right size. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place it so that it's at least 1 inch above the antecubital fossa, and this is a very important step. So it should be at least 1 inch above the antecubital fossa in this manner. Okay. So now what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna palpate the brachial artery in order to record the pulse, and I'm gonna inflate the cuff at the same time. I'm gonna stop when I stop feeling the palpation or the pulse of the brachial artery. And I keep this measurement in mind because I'm gonna use it later when I do the actual blood pressure measurement. So let's do that. Let's put in the... Okay, perfect. So now what we're gonna do is when we're taking the actual blood pressure measurement, we're gonna go 30 millimeter mercury above the measured pressure. Okay, so I'm gonna place the stethoscope and I'm gonna put the diaphragm of the stethoscope at the antecubital fossa in this way, and it should be inside the cuff. I'm gonna reduce it a little bit so that it's more convenient, but at the same time it should be like tight. Okay, perfect. So you can adjust it while you're taking the blood pressure measurement as it's suitable. And this is here to take the measurement. So now I'm gonna inflate it, but I'm gonna do I'm gonna go 30 millimeter Hg above the recorded measurement. And when I'm gonna release it, I'm gonna release it at a rate of 2 to 3 millimeter mercury per second. So the first sound I get, it's gonna be the systolic pressure, and the second sound that I'm gonna get is gonna be the diastolic pressure. And now I'm gonna start doing this. And now I'm gonna start releasing it 2 to 3 millimeter Hg per second. Okay. So the first sound that I got was at 120 millimeter mercury, and the sound stopped. I cannot hear any sound after 80 millimeter mercury, so like at 80 millimeter mercury. The 120 is the systolic pressure, and the 80 is the diastolic pressure. So if we want to classify the blood pressure measurement, it's always important to classify whether it's normal or we have hypertensive state or hypotensive state. In this case, the blood pressure measurement is normal. It's within the normal range, and we have to record this in the patient record. And that's it for today. Thanks for watching us.